And welcome to Your Vote Counts. I'm Scott Mitchell. This is Jon Echols. This is Jason Dunnington. I want to say a shout out to some of our friends this week. I was out this week, which, Candace never lets me out, down at Sunnyside in Oklahoma City. And Larry and Kathy Roberts came over and said, we watch you guys every week. We love those guys. And so we said, well, we love you back. And so we love these great Oklahoma-owned restaurants around Oklahoma City and Tulsa. We try to go there as much as possible. And great to have them come up and saying, hey, all right. Let's get to something we've been talking about for some time, the bad dream of not having a speaker. We've talked about how we have one in Oklahoma without any sort of problems. They've picked a speaker. Is the bad dream over?
Well, at least Groundhog's Day is over, so we finally have a speaker. The Republicans voted unanimously this week to elect Mike Johnson, the 56th Speaker of United States Congress. Many of you might ask, who is a Mike Johnson? Well, he's a congressman from Louisiana, and quite frankly, not a lot of people know much about him. I think that's why he was the pick to become speaker, because he didn't have a lot known about him. We'll see if he'll do what he's talked about. His first speech to Congress, he talked about working together. He got a standing ovation from the entire Congress from that comment. Look, I think everybody at home knows right now that the only way forward is to do stuff together. It's got to stop with this hyper-partisan stuff. Let's hope that he does that.
Okay, there's Republicans in the crowd that were clapping are like going, who is he? What's his name? So he was an unknown until this week.
Yeah, so this is a big deal. One of the things I talk about on the show, the Republicans that lead your state government govern. We move forward, we move big ideas, we move conservative ideas because we know that's where the citizens are. What was so disappointing is to not have a speaker in the only Republican branch of the federal government. Now we do. So here's the question. Is he going to move forward and do something about the crime wave that's hitting this nation nonstop? Is he going to root out corruption inside Washington, D.C.? Is he going to continue to be a voice for fiscal and social conservatism? I think he can. And I think what Mike Johnson shows us, though, you can do that and still be kind, not be mean, not be harsh to the other side. That's what I'm excited to see, those conservative principles pushed forward in the House. Okay,
and from Louisiana, our country, part of the country, I'm wondering if that Halo project, which we would have lost that if they knew Mike Johnson was going to be the speaker. But this is a bad trend. We've lost Halo. We just got news of the Michelin closing. What do you think? Is this trend just an aberration, or are you concerned?
Oh, there's no doubt we're concerned. I'm an Oklahoma City representative, but Oklahoma only thrives when all of Oklahoma thrives. The rural parts need the metros to do well, but the metros need the rural parts to do well. Losing the Michelin plant in Ardmore is devastating. So what do we do about it? Number one, we refocus on workforce development. We've talked about this a lot. We have to rethink the way we do higher education and our career tech systems to get the workforce that we need. Number two, specifically as to Ardmore, they have what could be a very large airport system down there. We need to invest in Ardmore and make it a supply hub for the rest of the nation. Representative Tammy Townley from that area has done a phenomenal job. That's what we need to do, and we need to take this serious on the state level. And as an urban guy, we need our rural areas to do well.
Thoughts?
Yeah, I do think that this is a bad trend, and what I hope doesn't happen is that because of this trend that the legislature doesn't come in and then decide that what we need to do is just incentivize a bunch of out-of-state companies to try and come here. What we need to do is have a comprehensive plan on workforce development. We need to invest in our own citizens, as my colleague said, in higher ed. We need to invest in housing options so that when businesses bring their business to Oklahoma, that there's a place for their employees that already exists. Those are the kind of investments I think if we make in our state, we'll see a better return on this. But I really hope we don't just go willy-nilly out and throw a bunch of money at companies trying to get them to come here when we can do that on our own.
Okay, when we come back, we'll tell you about Strike Eagle going after Facebook. I know it's code, but we'll tell you all about it.